Ah!
The impact.
The White Butterfly and the Lost Cat Dancing in the Night.
Graceful wings and a small adventure.
Prologue. The Flight Suit and the Lost Cat.
Even so, is it really necessary to use this suit for a cat search?
Clad in the state-of-the-art flight suit, ethereal butterfly which glistened with accents of blue against a white base, Yuri stood at the entrance of the park. Four elegant, butterfly-like wings unfurled gracefully behind her, giving her the appearance of a fairy poised to dance through the night sky. In her hand was a photo given to her by the cat's owner. It showed a small, adorable cat with fluffy white fur and big blue eyes.
Well, I have to find you, don't I? Besides, it's a good chance to test the suit.
With renewed determination, Yuri spread her wings and rose into the air. Thanks to the anti-gravity function, she could hover gracefully and silently. Now, a white butterfly floating in the night, her adventure to find the lost cat had begun.
Chapter 1. The Silent Pursuit and Then.
Using the night vision function of her suit, Yuri scanned the park, peering into the gaps between trees and under benches.
Where are you, little kitty?
She murmured, until she spotted a small shadow moving in the distance, hidden in the bushes.
Ah, I found you!
Excited, Yuri quietly glided in that direction, approaching carefully so as not to startle the cat. But just as she was close, the small shadow darted out from the bushes.
Huh? Well, wait, don't run away!
Yuri hurriedly switched to a low-altitude flight to pursue the cat. She gracefully glided through the trees and flower beds, chasing the small creature. But the cat seemed to be amused, zigzagging in different directions, like a mischievous child evading her capture.
Oh, come on! I'm wearing the most advanced flight suit, and I'm being outsmarted by a little cat!
Suppressing her growing frustration, Yuri kept chasing with all her might, but the small shadow just kept getting further away. Meanwhile, passers-by noticed her elegant, butterfly-like figure chasing a cat and watched the spectacle with fascination.
Chapter 2. The Cats Counterattack and Yuri's Struggles.
Wait, kitty, where are you going?
Yuri decided to make full use of the ethereal butterfly's capabilities to pursue the cat. Gliding noiselessly in low-altitude flight, she skimmed just above the ground. The cat darted swiftly between the trees, occasionally looking back and flicking its tail as if to taunt her.
Ah, with that cute face, you're such a little rascal!
Yuri leaned forward, increasing her speed to cut off the cat's escape route. But just as if the cat had anticipated her move, it suddenly changed course and dashed sideways.
Whoa!
In the direction the cat dodged lay the thick trunk of a tree. Yuri tried to brake abruptly but couldn't slow down enough and ended up barreling right toward the trunk.
Ah!
The impact briefly disabled the suit's optical camouflage, and Yuri landed hard on her backside, rolling across the ground. Her helmet slipped out of place, blurring her vision. Grimacing, she hurriedly readjusted it, scanning the area to find the cat once more.
Grr, you're good, but I'm not giving up.
The cat was watching Yuri from a distant bush, as if to say, "Come on, try harder." Then, with graceful agility, it resumed darting all over the park. Yuri returned to low-altitude flight, determined not to let the cat escape this time. However, each time she got close, the cat would dodge sideways or change direction, skillfully evading her pursuit.
Hey, not that way! Oh, now you're going there!
An increasingly flustered Yuri chased the cat's zigzagging movements desperately, but the cat kept finding new escape routes, leading her in a maze-like path throughout the park.
How is it so quick? Could it be that this kitty is deliberately toying with me?
The cat suddenly paused for a brief moment, and Yuri took the chance to accelerate using the suit's artificial muscle function, closing the gap almost immediately. But sensing her approach, the cat quickly spun to the right again. Caught off guard, Yuri tripped over the edge of a flower bed, lost her balance, and tumbled to the ground.
Ugh, did it again!
Rolling across the ground, covered in dirt, her helmet slipped halfway off this time. Grimacing in frustration, Yuri readjusted it again, feeling almost ready to cry as she muttered,
I can't believe this is happening. My pride as an agent is in shreds, but I'm not beaten yet.
Chapter 3. The cat tests. Yuri's patience.
Yuri stood up again, brushing off the dirt as she scanned the area for the cat. There it was, looking at her calmly, its gaze almost as if it understood everything. Yuri felt a slow burn of determination building in her chest.
You're good, Kitty, but I'm not giving up.
Determined to use her suit's full potential, Yuri decided to approach the cat with movements it couldn't predict. She started zigzagging from left to right, gradually closing the distance. However, as if reading her intentions, the cat once again gracefully pivoted and dashed off in a different direction.
Ugh, to be getting played with like this? Is the latest tech of the ethereal butterfly really useless against a cat?
As Yuri's face contorted in frustration at the cat's relentless teasing, passers-by who had been observing from afar watched the spectacle with amused smiles.
Chapter 4. The final attempt.
Yuri steadied herself once more, gathering her strength and deciding to approach carefully this time.
This is it! My last chance!
Fueled by the frustration of being outwitted so many times, Yuri reset her focus. She fully activated the suit's silent mode and camouflage function, gliding as if she were one with the park's air. She flew low and carefully, closing the distance stealthily, determined to finally catch her target. The cat, perhaps a bit tired, had started to relax under a bench. Seizing the moment, Yuri moved forward carefully and quietly.
All right, this is it.
Just as she was within reach, the cat suddenly lifted its head and stared straight at her, as if it had been aware of her presence all along. In the next instant, the cat leaped to the side and started running once more.
You're kidding? Again?
But this time, Yuri was ready. She reacted immediately, utilizing the suit's enhanced abilities to pursue in an instant. Like a white butterfly trailing the cat, she raced between the park's paths and flower beds, creating a scene as if they were playing a spirited game of chase. Each time the cat dodged, Yuri adjusted immediately, stretching her hand to reach it at last. The cat's face registered a brief moment of surprise, and as if accepting there was nowhere left to go, it stopped and turned around.
I did it! Finally caught you!
Breathing heavily, Yuri gazed at the cat, which had suddenly quieted and was staring back at her. Its fluffy white fur glowed in the moonlight, and its large blue eyes were fixed on her, calming her heart unexpectedly.
Good grief! You had me chasing you all over.
Yuri muttered to the cat, a bit embarrassed. At that moment, the cat suddenly leaped onto Yuri's shoulder, as if nothing had happened, settling down comfortably. She could see its tiny paws over her shoulder and hear it purring softly.
Huh, finally settled down, huh? But you could have gone a bit easier on me.
Chapter 5. The return with the cat.
With the cat on her shoulder, Yuri once again ascended into the air, gliding gracefully toward the spot where the owner waited. The suit's elegant, smooth flight made her and the cat look like a picture-perfect scene. People in the park watched in awe, and she could hear their murmurs around her.
Hey, look, it's like a white butterfly carrying a cat.
Hearing their whispers, Yuri felt a touch of pride and let a soft smile appear on her face. Though she had been toyed with the whole time, she felt a quiet sense of accomplishment in being able to safely bring the cat back to its owner. With the cat riding gracefully on her shoulder, Yuri gently descended to the ground and carefully placed the cat back into its owner's arms.
I found it safe and sound. Thank you for waiting.
Yuri, thank you so much.
The owner's eyes filled with tears of joy as they hugged the cat tightly. The cat also seemed at ease, curling up in its owner's arms and closing its eyes contentedly. Watching them, Yuri finally relaxed, letting out a deep sigh of relief.
I'm glad. Thanks to you, I got some good exercise, too.
As she spoke to the cat, it gazed up at her and gave a small meow, as if it wanted to say something. The cuteness of it made Yuri's face soften into a smile.
Epilog. The butterflies return to the night sky.
That night, after safely returning the cat, Yuri stood at the edge of the park and gazed up at the night sky, filled with twinkling stars. Remembering how the ethereal butterfly had helped her and how she had been at the mercy of that little cat, a small smile crept onto her face.
Even with the latest flight suit, I couldn't match a cat's whims.
But more than anything, she was happy she could bring the cat back safely, feeling a warm glow in her chest. A new determination also arose within her, to complete her next mission with a bit more finesse. Yuri readjusted her helmet firmly and spread the wings on her back. The blue accents glowed against the night sky, making her look like a real butterfly floating in midair. She gently opened her wings and gracefully lifted off.
All right, time to do my best for the next mission.
As she murmured this to herself, she glided through the night sky almost silently with the anti-gravity feature, and the ethereal butterfly gradually melted into the darkness of the night. On the ground, the cat's owner and other passers-by looked up at the beautiful sight, whispering among themselves.
It's like a white butterfly flying through the night sky.
Yuri flew gracefully into the starlit sky, disappearing like a single beam of light. Thus, her strange and slightly chaotic cat rescue mission came to a quiet end, leaving only a trace in the starry night.